Hello friends, this is operating system class. In previous class we have seen that classical problem of synchronization, Philosopher-Dining problem, reader-writer problem and bounded buffer problem. Now today we will see deadlock. Yes, deadlock. Before deadlock we see that operations and resources. How the operation and resources work. How operations and resources work. Here the process request the resource, then use, then release, and then wait. These are the 4 steps of the operations and resource. Okay. Now here the deadlock. Here the deadlock. Deadlock means that if two or more processes are waiting for some event, which is never going to occur. Okay, so let's take example here to understand the deadlock. Here the process P1, P2, P3, there are 3 processes. They are holding process P1 holding keyboard. They are holding keyboard and wait for hard disk. They have the process P1 have access to the keyboard and waiting for to get the access of hard disk. P2 holding the access of hard disk and waiting for the printer access. Now the P3 is holding printer and want to access keyboard, waiting for to get the access of keyboard. Here the condition of process P3 won't fulfill because the keyboard is already holded by P1. The process of P2 not fulfilled because the printer is holded by process P3. The P1's process won't get access of hard disk because hard disk is holded by process P2. In here all three processes are holding one device and waiting for another resource. 3 processes are holding the one resources and waiting for another one resources, and these resources are dependent to each other. That's why here there is no conditions of process is fulfilled, and this is called the condition of deadlock. This condition is called deadlock condition, where any process condition will fulfill for infinite of time. If we wait infinite time, their condition will not fulfill. So here we see when the deadlock occurs. What are the conditions when the deadlock occurs? So there are 4 conditions. There are 4 conditions to occur the deadlock. First, deadlock occurs when there is a mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion means only one process can access a resource at a time. Here keyboard and at a time only one process can hold keyboard. If there are multiple process can hold a single device, then the deadlock won't occur, because if the P3 get the access of keyboard and P1 also get the access of keyboard, then the deadlock won't happen, no. But here there are mutual exclusion, means only one process can access a resource at a time. Here at a time only one process can access the resource. Second condition for deadlock is hold and wait. All the deadlock process must hold at least one resource and wait at least one resource. Hold and wait. Hold and wait means each and every process holding one process and one resources, holding one resources and waiting for another resource. Here all processes are holding one process and waiting for another another resource. Process P3 holding printer resource and waiting for keyboard. P2 holding hard disk and waiting for printer. Here, hold and wait. All the deadlock process must have hold at least one resource and wait for at least one resource. Hold and wait condition. So, in above case, both conditions satisfy. Mature exclusion, hold and wait. Now the third condition is no preemption. No preemption. No any process is allowed to forcefully preempt resource from others. Here there is no preemption. Means that no preemption means no any process is such a powerful so that they can preempt the resources from other process. Means that here the process P1, P2, P3, no any process out of these three processes can preempt resource of any other process. Means that the P3 process can't preempt or take access of a keyboard by preempting the process P1. This will not happen. So the preemption will not happen. No any process can preempt resource from any other process. Okay. Here the P3 process can't take keyboard access of keyboard from P1s by preempting it forcefully. Okay. No P2 can take access of printer by preempting the process P3 resource forcefully. Means they won't take access of resources forcefully. They take resources only when their resources are free, not in use by any other process. Okay, the forcefully taking of the resources won't happen. Now the fourth condition is circular wait. All deadlock process should wait in circular manner. Yes, all process are is waiting circular manner. How circular manner? Keyboard. P1 is holding keyboard and waiting for hard disk. Here, hard disk. Then P2 holding hard disk and waiting for printer. And waiting for printer. P3 waiting for printer, holding printer and waiting for keyboard. And the keyboard again. And keyboard is held by P1. So here they are in circular manner. They are holding the resources and waiting for resources. So these are the four conditions when conditions follow when deadlock occurs. So here a resource allocation graph. In resource allocation graph, vertices, the circle vertices process and a square or rectangle denotes resource. In H, allocation edge and request edge, from resource to process and from process to resource. From resource to process called this. From resource to process called allocation edge, and from process to resource, from process to resource called request edge. Okay. This allocation edge denotes means that here allocation edge denotes that process R3 is assigned to process P2. And request edge denotes that P2 is asking or request for resource R5. Okay. Now the recovery from deadlock. Recovery from deadlock makes sure that deadlock never occurs. The first condition to recover from deadlock is make sure the deadlock never occurs. Prevent the system from deadlocks to avoid deadlock. इस make sure करो कि the deadlock never occurs in your system. If deadlock occurs, allow deadlock, detect and recover. Detect deadlock and recover it. And third is pretend that there is no any deadlock and try to pretend there is no deadlock. Okay. Now the deadlock prevention. For deadlock prevention at least one of the 4 necessary conditions. To prevent the deadlock, at least one condition. There are some theories. For deadlock prevention. In short. Okay. So first we take preventing mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion. For mutual exclusion, what we do? Either make all process independent. Means process won't depend on each other process. Available separate set of resources for each process. That we provide if the process P1 is asking for keyboard and process P2 is asking for keyboard and printer, then we should provide this. There are 2 resources of keyboards. Resource one keyboard and another keyboard provided to this. Other keyboard is provided to process P1 and another keyboard is provided to process P2. If we have multiple processes and they are asking the resource of keyboard, if we have 10 processes and they are asking the resource of 10 keyboards, then we will provide them 10 keyboards. It's not possible, no? If any process is asking, if there is 10 process and these 10 processes are asking a resource for printer and we have only one printer, so we will, and if we follow the condition of mutual exclusion, either make a process independent or separate set of resource. If we provide separate set of resource, how we provide 10 printers for 10 process? It is not practical possible, no? Will I give 10 printers, one printer to one process? It's a waste of money. Okay. Now preventing hold and wait. How to prevent hold and wait? Each process should either hold all required resources or should wait for all required resource. Yeah. Preventing hold and wait. In preventing hold and wait means that if the process is holding some resources and waiting for some resource. Here, if the process P1 is holding one resource and waiting for other resource, we avoid this hold and wait condition. The process P1 can get the access of both resources or won't get the access of both resources. The intermediate condition that they are holding one resource and waiting for other resource won't happen. We should have to avoid this condition. The process, there is only 2 conditions. If the process is holding all the resources of their requirement as per the required or want access all the resources, either it will hold all resources or either it will no hold any resources. No intermediate condition will happen where they are holding one resource and waiting for the resources. Okay. The problem in this method is that the process may suffer from starvation. Why starvation? If the process is not holding any of resources. because he is waiting for when the resources will be free. When both resources are free, I will hold. But the process is not hold free. Like if the keyboard is free, but the printer is not free. Printer is used by another process. When the another process will free the printer, then another process again hold the printer. Another process will hold the printer, and this process will still waiting for printer. Access won't get, and when printer is free, then this keyboard, the keyboard access removed. Access is taken by another process. Now this process is not free to use. Then he again waiting for keyboard. Again waiting for keyboard. Now printer is free. So here starvation happens. Not appropriate utilization of resource. Resource utilization will not happen properly. Preventing no preemption. Allow preemption of the resources. Here we will provide preemption of a preemption process. Means one process is holding one resources and waiting for other resources. If there is a process having low priority or any other conditions happen, then they will preempt the resource from them. Preempt the resources from them. So what happens in this problem, in this condition? The process from resource preempted can go unstable state. If any process is holding resource and using the resource, and any higher priority process comes and they forcefully snatch the resource access, then the resource using process will unstable. Selection of victim process is not easy here. If there is a many process holding many resources, then which process we will take victim, from which process we can preempt the resource. This is a problem. Victim process may suffer from starvation. If there is a process having low priority, then all coming process snatch their resource access and use the resource, and the victim process is waiting for their chance. Any process come, they snatch their resource. Process comes, they snatch their resources, and the victim process may suffer from starvation. Now the next one is preventing circular wait. How to prevent circular wait? Give the number to each resource R1, R2, R3. Okay. When the process hold a resource Ri and want to request the resource Rj, then it is allowed only when j greater than I. This condition happens when the circular wait means that if the process P1, resource R1, resource R2, resource R3, resource R4, when the process is holding R1, they can only access R2. They can only request R2 means higher. Then it is only want to request the higher resource, higher order resource whose value is given higher, means there is R1 then R2. Then P2 is process P2 holding R2 and waiting for R3. Process R3 holding R3 and waiting for R4. Here the process P4 holding R4 and waiting for R1, but R1 is not free. Not available. That's why they won't hold R4. They release R4. When they release R4, the process of P3 get the access of R4. After getting access of R4, they complete the process and release R3 and R4. When releasing R3, P2 will complete its process. and release R2. When release R2, the P1 will complete its process. When P1 complete process, release R1, then P4 will complete its process by taking R1 access. Then this will be happens. Okay, we will see deadlock avoidance in next video. Okay, thank you.